you welcome. I bid you good day. I bid you come closer. I bid you listen closely. For thus we will speak of secrets. Thus we will speak of those things that are whispered. To those who would have been called initiates, to those who would have been initiated into certain mysteries. Yet what I will reveal to you is not mysterious at all. In fact, it is quite ordinary, so ordinary that it passes through the lips, that it is audible, that you will hear it, that you will take it into consideration, that you will find it useful, but that the ordinary part of you will file it as information. And yet it is a high secret that I come to reveal to you. It is magic, in fact, how to be and do and use it. And yet, in fact, it is not magic at all, but magical. It is that which has purpose. It is that which is practical. It is that which is useful. But again, quite ordinary. And it will pass through. And you will recall it from moment to moment and say, oh yes, I remember when Gaia spoke about that. It was on this day or on that subject or in between, this or the other, filed between here and there. But I will tell you, come closer. Listen carefully. Try to remember what I will say, for it will do you just. It is just in the world. It is justice when used. For here we speak of the differences, then, between the laws of man and the higher laws, we will call them, the universal laws. One within many, and many within one. So ordinary are these laws, so natural, so in tune with nature, that you would say, but Gaia, I knew that. And indeed you do, but you forget. And then you remember, and then you forget, and then you remember again, and it is more often than not that you forget. Now why, before I have even told you of what we speak, would it be fair to say that you forget and forget often? Well, it is those things that are ordinary, because they are in tune with what you are. They are also quite invisible. For that which is truly what you are is also invisible. What you are is not part of the visible world, however it is part of the known world. But that perhaps is a secret for another day. Today then we speak of the differences between mind. What is mind? What is brain and what is mind? And how does one use mind? And how do you know you have one? You know you have a brain. You have a brain, what you call the gray matter, what you think with, or so you think. What you calculate sums with. What you decide what to do, this or that. What you worry with, or so you think. And so what part of you then is mind? What part of you then is brain? How to know the difference and how to employ these to the best of their ability. Are they in fact one and the same? Is it the brain that thinks and only thinks that it has a mind? Or are all things mind that pretend to also have a brain or a life or a body? So yes, in fact, we do speak of paradoxes. Oh, and how the human part of you does not truly enjoy paradox. Solve the riddle already, you will say. Solve it. Just tell us what you have come to say. Tell us what we are to know. It is enough. Enough always with the teachers that tease and say nothing. Enough always with prophecies and predictions that do not come to pass, not truly as we had imagined that they would. Just tell us the truth, some part of you says even now. For I become tired and I become frustrated, indeed, acknowledged so. But there is purpose even in that. And oh, how many initiates that have come before you have also then become tired, frustrated, angry. So be it. Do your worst, I tell you. You cannot harm me. You cannot harm the earth. You cannot harm Gaia. And you cannot truly harm yourselves. Shake your fists then. Stamp your feet. All the better you will hear my secrets by and by. And again, I will not whisper them and I will not shout them. I will speak them plainly here and by. But you would hear them and you would miss them. So take great care that you will heed these words and hear them more than once. And hear what you do not hear, and look between the words, and behind them, and before them, and underneath them, and oh yes, particularly above them, to make certain that every last bit of the secret becomes yours. So be it then. What are you, and what is mind? You have no mind, I tell you. You have no mind, except for that which belongs then to one and oneness. As many, as one of many, you have no mind. There is no mind save but one. There is the mind of one, or the universe, or the good, or the godness, or what you will term it, the universal one, the giant one, the eternal one and oneness. Not the he or not the she and not the Gaia mind, but mind. There is only mind. The universe is a mental one, and there is only mind. Not one mind, mind. There is only mind. Therefore you have no mind, save for the mind that you have, or that operates with you or as you. Understand this, know this, for it will save you a great deal of trouble. It will save you a great deal of thinking and thoughting and worrying. Conserve your thoughts. Use them for those purposes which they will serve you well. You have no mind with which to think, and yet mind is all. There is no thing other than mind. There is only one being, beingness, and that being, beingness is mind. And within that there is purpose, and within that purpose is all of the expressions, all of the expansions by which mind is. There is only mind, and mind is. You do not have a mind save for that mind which is also you. Not what you are, not what you have. It is you. You are mind. Mind is invisible. Mind is transparent. Mind is valueless. The universe is mind. Mind is universal. And all that is thought is mind and mental. Well, you might say, that explains everything, doesn't it? What does it explain? In essence, it expresses that all that you are and think and be and do and create is mind. Nothing then can be outside of mind or beyond mind or before it or after it. There is only mind, and mind is timeless. If you think you have a mind and you look at the clock or the calendar, that mind does not exist. There is only mind, and mind is all. Where do your thoughts come from then? Are your thoughts your own after all? Do your thoughts belong to another? Do they belong to mind? Are they mindful or mindless? Is a selfish thought then more or less mind or mind of God than one that is selfless? There is no thing, there is no thought save for mind. There is no thing that is selfish nor selfless. Well, there is a paradox, isn't it? What have you been striving for then? Trying to be a better person, a better human being, more selfless, more selfful. Yes, there is a part of you that does this and is this, and it also is mind. If it is easier for you to consider, you may think that it exists within mind or as part of mind. That will give you a measure of individuality that may serve you. It may conserve your energy. For think now even how you begin to expend energy wondering, but if I am mind, what is the rest of me? Or what is everyone else then? And where did my individuality go? And where does my personality fit with this? And where is free will? And what do I do with it? And do I even have it? Yes. Listen closely. These are very fine questions. For the moment, then, consider that you are mind, that there is no thing, nothing, save mind, that mind is all and all is mind, and mind is being. And now that you have no mind or have become mindful of being mindless, so you are that and more, if there were more. You also are and have a brain. Brain is mental. Brain is human. You have a brain. You have an individual brain, and your individual brain thinks that it thinks personal thoughts. It thinks that it thinks individual thoughts, creative thoughts, free will thoughts. That is true to a certain extent. It is true that it thinks that it thinks. That is true. Brain, then, is a vessel of sorts. It is a communications device. Brain is an antenna. Brain is an antenna between what you think you are and what you truly are, if you were something other than mind. Brain, then, is part of an illusion, just as you are. Brain is the physical part associated with the personality, self. The part of you that thinks that is you, thinks that it is a brain or has a brain. This is true. This is a fact. Brain prefers facts. Tell me the truth, just as we have said. Tell me the facts. I can handle it, Gaia. Tell it to me. Tell it to me straight. So be it. Brain, then, prefers facts. It believes that it wants the truth, but the truth is that there is no brain, and there is nothing save for mind. Well, brain would disavow that. So although brain says it prefers facts, just tell it to me straight, that is not entirely so. For when you hear wisdom straight out of the box, as it would be, brain says no. I do not think so. I have been told by other wiser teachers who tell me that I am a high this or a high that being, or that I have achieved or entered this or that agreement, that this is my last life or my first life, that I am a master of this or that. So be it. That is brain thinking that it thinks it knows. And yet knowledge, gnosis, is only that which is supreme truth, indivisible truth. Anything that brain thinks is in fact divisible. Brain, in fact, has two hemispheres. It is already divided, even in its own beingness, before it even begins to contemplate the first thought. And brain's thought exists within polarity. Should I do this or that? Polarity. Is this better than the other? White or black or blue? Polarity. Choice. Brain then thinks and thinks that it thinks. Its thoughts are divided. Its thoughts are individually yours, and based upon what you consider to be true. Now, mind is idea. Everything regarding mind is pure idea. The evolution of idea, the existence of idea, the creation of idea. However, past ideas belong to brain, and future ideas also belong to brain. For brain prefers to think that it thinks, prefers to think that it has a choice. Therefore, well, this is what I did yesterday, therefore I might do something else tomorrow. Those ideas that do not yet exist, but in the possible I might do this or I did do that, belong to brain. The part of you that thinks that it thinks as you. Brain then can participate or link with, reach to ideas of mind. How does it do this? With what it calls the will, the individual will. Brain thinks or believes that it has the will to choose. It has an opinion. I'll have this over that. That is brain. Brain then is associated with all things to do with the personality, all things to do with the individual will or the idea of will being free to choose. Now, remember, when the will thinks that it is free, that is a little bit of a trap as well. Listen closely, or you will miss the secrets. Will imagines itself as free to choose, yet it has difficulty choosing, so it is not free. It cannot imagine what it would be like to have an idea manifest not truly, and because it cannot completely imagine it, it is not free. So the will thinks that it is free to choose, but it is not, because it belongs to brain, and brain lives in polarity, sometimes in opposition, and attempting to unite or reunite itself with mind, for mind is all. Mind does not think. However, mind is thought. Thinking comes from brain. Thought is mind. Struggle with this a bit. Struggle within yourself. Fight for this. It is worth it, I tell you. Fight for the higher thought. Navigate through the jumble of the mind now. Navigate through that which is opaque until you find clarity in this. It is the way. It is the way of discovery. Mind is clear. Mind does not have reason or motive to be or to do. That is brain. Mind does not think, and mind does not think what it ought to do, should have done, might have done in another life, or will do tomorrow. That is brain. Mind is all. Mind is. Mind is universe, universal. Mind creates. Mind creates thought. thought also creates. Thought creates. And thought only creates creativity. By the time creativity as thought becomes something that now belongs to brain, that physical thing or physical thought or physical decision of what you will do or what you are, now it has been given to brain. It has been transferred. So you see, what we are decoding here is the difference between brain and mind. Brain is limited. Mind is unlimited. Mind does not think of itself. Mind is no self. There is no self that is mind. Mind is. Mind is all. Brain thinks. Brain has thoughts that think and think again and consider. I'll sleep on it, you say. That is brain. Brain is sleeping on it. Mind is all. Mind is not awake or asleep. Mind is. Mind is all. The universe is a mental universe. It is thought. It is thought's awareness. It is the awareness of thought. But when brain becomes aware of thinking, that is still brain. That is not mind. So you see, the moment you become aware of thinking a thought, that is brain. Why is it brain? Because brain says I. Brain says I am. And yet you have been told, that these words, I am, oh, how important these are. These are the words that free you after all, don't they? These are the words of the nameless one. I am. No. These are the words of thought, thinking, that it is I am, or close to I am, or wishes to approximate I am, or become I am, or that one day it will be that, or know that, or have that. I am is still brain. Mind is all is mind. But when you think about mind, you are thinking about mind with your brain. Brain belongs to all things physical. Brain belongs to earth. Brain belongs to this lifetime. Brain is a resource. It is thinking. It has ideas and opinions that it has gathered and saved for you. So we are not here to disparage brain. In fact, we are here to celebrate it, to sing its praises. Brain is what you are. It is valuable. It is necessary. Brain knows you, or knows what you think you are. Brain then is a collection of you, a scrapbook, a photograph album, a hard drive of all that you think you are, of all that you have gathered, of all that you have remembered, of all that you have been told is you, of all that you believe. Brain is what you see, what you touch, what you feel, and say, oh, that is real. Brain is not real, but it thinks that it is. Everything that brain sees and touches that it believes is real is not. Brain exists because mind is. What are you to do with this then, other than confound yourself? Other than to wish, perhaps, that you had not even heard these words. Oh, Gaia, I was doing so much better before I heard this. Now I am more confused than ever. Good, says Gaia. Let the mind confound itself, for it will lead you in It will lead you deeper to a more profound place, to the no-thing place, where there are no thoughts, where brain cannot follow. And there, just before you fall into the abyss of nothingness, just before you say to yourself, I am nothing, I have learned nothing, and all that I have believed is true or untrue, and even if it is true, it is only brain, and even if it is not true, the part of me that thinks it is also brain, therefore it cannot be true. Just on the verge of madness there is mind, and mind will receive you, or the not you, that which is and is also mind, when it allows itself to be and only be. In order to become mind or one with mind, you must disgorge yourself, allow beliefs and thoughts that you have gathered to fall away. Oh no, I have worked very hard for those, Gaia. I have been sorting through the truth, volumes of information, hundreds of history books, thousands of seminars. Oh no, I have earned every bit of this information. In fact, I am just readying myself to pass it on to others. Now that I have learned so much, I have become a teacher of teachers I am. And I am ready to pass it along to others now. I could not possibly imagine that I am nothing, know nothing, have never been nothing, save for mind, which I do not know. I know what I know. I have gathered much. Perhaps I am not the wisest of all humans, but I am wise. I am wiser than most. And I will not surrender that part of me that is wise to become nothing and know nothing. And begin again? Start over again? No. Well, so be it. And that is what brain says. And that is what you will consider. Now perhaps you are of mind then, and say, so be it. If Gaia says it is so, it must be so. For Gaia has taught me so many things. I have been a follower of Gaia and Gaia's words and wisdom here and there. Gaia would not mislead me. Therefore, so be it. I surrender brain and become mind. Ah, again it is a trap. For even to acknowledge Gaia's words and to follow thought, where will you follow thought? Where is mind? You will follow Gaia blindly, so be it. I will take you by the hand, but where will I take you? To what place will I take you? So the mind is mindless. And brain? Well, brain is full of thoughts. Does the brain have feelings? Yes, surprisingly. The brain has feelings. The brain raises the heart, or the emotional body's connection to the heart, into a place that exists between polarities. And there the brain feels. Does the brain think about what it feels? Yes, sometimes. But sometimes brain just feels. Brain feels what heart feels. When brain feels, just feels, there are no thoughts associated with it. That is why you might say that the heart is irrational in its feelings. Love knows no bounds, you would say. The heart does not discern between this or that, or choose wisely. Within reason, the heart does not know. And so when the heart feels pure feeling, brain raises that pure feeling and there realizes that purity, and the brain feels without thought. Now, when the brain feels without thought, tethered just to the emotional body, just to the feeling of the heart, without thought, then that is mind, or the brain's closest approximation to mind. Now, does this mean that the heart's irrational feelings are also mind? Not exactly. But the heart exists without polarity. The heart exists for the sake of its existence, or for the sake of love, or for the sake of compassion, without reason. Why would one man jump into the coldest river to save another? It is irrational to do so. He's not even a good swimmer. What's he doing? The emotional body feels compassion, an irrational compassion. It is not thought, it is feeling. That feeling is then raised, or what could be called exalted. Exalted is the raising of something that would be otherwise unnormal, irrational, into a higher place. And in that higher place, the impossible happens, or the imaginary becomes real or realized. So what is real then? Real is that which exists in a moment that does not have thought associated with it, not the thinking man's thought. That is real. Mind, then, the all that is, the universal mind, exalts or raises or acts upon that which is pure, in this case feeling, and exalts it, which makes the impossible possible. In this way, mind and brain relate or meet through feeling. Now take care that you do not fall into the multiple traps that have been put forward in these words. Brain is not feeling and mind is not feeling. Love does not conquer all necessarily. That is a thinking man's thought. The universe is a mental one. The cosmos, too. Mind is all. And mind creates all, even brain. Brain thinks thoughts. And at times, brain feels pure. In that purity, in that essence, brain knows what it is and what it is not. And in between what it is and what it is not, it discovers wisdom. Think now, but do not think long. Think just long enough to leap, to make a leap of faith if you like, from here to there or from here to nowhere. Leap away just for a moment, away from brain just for a moment, and you will be mind. Mind is all. All is mind, and there is no thing, no form. Feel, but do not think. Think an exalted thought, one that is created by the heart, the emotional body that is also mind. You see, in feeling there is essence. There is no thing other than feeling. And feeling is non-physical. Feel. Essential. But feel not for even one moment, for the moment that you place it within the scheme of time. The moment you give it a sequence, I'll feel that again. I felt it once, I can feel it again. If you will give it sequence or order, then it is numbered. And then it has become a thought or a thing that the brain savors, files in its cabinet for future thought. I'll think about it later. I liked that feeling. I might like to have it again. Now it is brain. Now again, brain is worth celebrating. Brain recalls all things from this life or another life. Tell the brain to think a thought and it will. Tell the brain to consider a problem and it will. But now, tell the brain not to consider that problem ever again, and see if it will obey you. You see? Can you make your brain obey? Or must you obey the thoughts of the brain? So who is the thinker of the thoughts? Does brain think thoughts that you follow, or do you, the thinker of the thoughts, have a brain? Is it under your command then? Is it? So you see, the difficulty with brain, in essence, is what it has become as well. It has become your thinking cap. It has become the part of you that thinks that it is you. But you are not brain. You are all, and all is mind. And there is no you, because there is only all and mind. You do not exist. Here is another secret. Well, that's a grand one. Thank you very much, Gaia. After listening to all that, I don't even exist. No, you don't. You do not exist as what you think you are. You are. You are all, and all is mind. And all thought is but mental thought. If you think upon that, it will be bothersome, but the thought itself is rather exhilarating. The thought, when you do not need to think about the thought, is an exhilarating thought. I am the mental universe, but without the I. All is mind. I am mind, but I am not I. And so you see, the most creative thoughts come from the part, then, that is not I. And here, then, is the great secret that I have tumbled with you, strained with you, caused you to think and not think, and confounded you to bring you here. The most creative thoughts come from not I, from the impersonal not I. So the moment you say to yourself, I want, I desire, I need, oh, now you have made a road and a difficult course for you. Now brain must think of how to give you what you want, or how to bring it to you, or how to manifest it for you, or what you like. Now you have given brain something to think about. And brain likes to think its individual thoughts. And brain must be kneaded and not dissolved. So as long as it continues to think about that thought, let me think about that for a little longer. Let me ponder that one a little longer. No, I don't have a solution for you yet, but I will come up with one, I'm sure. Well, that is brain. Now, if you wish to be truly creative, then unthink or undo or unthought what you have thought. The all is mental, and all is thought, and thought is creative. Create thought. Thought is also timeless. It does not belong to yesterday or tomorrow. If you must think about what you would like to create tomorrow, that is brain. Therefore, what you would like to create tomorrow is already valuable, yes, human, yes, but less, perhaps less than what you truly wish. Because what you wish is the exalted essence of all. Of all. How then? How, Gaia? How do I do this? And so the great mysteries, you see. First you must consider not only that you are worthy, but there is no I to be worthy. There is only worthiness. There is only that which is pure. So the moment you think whether you deserve or do not deserve that which you wish to create, well, already again you have made it difficult. Thought is pure, essence is pure. There is no if I think about it enough, I'll have it. That is not pure. So allow thought. How do you thought something? Well, the easiest way to thought is with symbols, is with picture ideas. Remember, the mind then is idea. It does not think of ideas. The mind is idea. And all else is illusion. Is the mind real? Not really. The mind is. The moment again that you think that the mind is real, then something else is not. Therefore the mind is not whole, because it is already not something. The mind is not illusion. Well, it is that too. So there is thought, undivided thought, unsequenced thought, unordered thought, pure, chaotic thought. That is mind. You are that without the you, without the I. Thought. Thought, picture, idea, creation. Creationship. Creatorship? Yes, without the I. If you must think that you are a creator, that is a thought that you are thinking. Creation, idea, pure. Listen closely. Here are secrets. Secrets of the initiated. Secrets of those who know. Gnosis. Believe nothing here. Believe nothing of what Gaia has said. For if you come to believe it, it becomes then to the world of thought, and you must think upon it to see whether you believe it or not. It is then brain. Brain will file it with the rest of your beliefs. Well, I believe some of it, but not all of it. Or I'll believe it when I see it. Or I believe it, but I do not know how to use it. It makes sense. It is reasonable, but it is difficult. All of these are thinking thoughts, thinking man's thoughts. They are traps. Heed that which is between these words then, between your own thoughts, between the hemispheres, between here and there, between today and tomorrow, between now and then, before yesterday's and beyond tomorrow's. Thought is. In the mental universe there is no yesterday, there is no tomorrow, and there is not even a today, because today exists within the context of yesterdays and tomorrows. Is there a now? Perhaps, but the moment you think about now, now is spent, and it is also within the context of the next now. There is only that which is thought, not thinking. Therefore, symbols are the language that are most perfect, that are most timeless. In order to be most creative, do not think in symbols, but create with symbols and symbolic gestures. In order to truly create, be silent, without speech, without pattern, without voice, limitless, beyond limit. Create in and through, threading the eye of the needle, threading the eye of the storm, without need, without want, without desire, with pure idea. Well, you might say, if I don't have need or want and desire, why would I indeed create? Exactly. Because the all creates, only creates, and creationship. Thought creates. What does thought create? Divinity. And even divine things which would later belong to the brain, well, so be it. So, dear initiates, here is much to ponder, but do not ponder it long, so that you do not become trapped in the thoughts or trapped in the subject. Listen all the way through and beyond. Make yourself transparent in the process. Do not linger. Thought does not linger. Thought is. Do not think who is the thinker of the thoughts. Simply allow thought, the mental thought, mental projections. Do not think what is real or illusion or what to believe in. These are all traps. The subject well covered? No! Would be impossible to do so. Thousands of words would not be enough regarding the subject. 1 hour has been too many already. For the brain waits, lingers round the corner to capture you, to remind you that you need it, and you need this life, and your time would have been better spent thinking of rational things, needful things. There are so many other subjects to consider, Gaia, so many problems in the world. Why devote time to this which I can do very little about? Ah, indeed. But you are, and you can. I bid you good, and more good days.